It was an interesting time for Darth Vader, something that he was not accustomed to, having to deal with a mysterious enemy, an enemy that wasn't showing their face. The rebels were something else, but this, the Hind Snake cult, was a new challenge for Vader. As we've discussed in a previous video, the Hind Snake cult attempted to assassinate Emperor Palpatine, and if it wasn't for Vader, he would have been blown up. Now, Vader, together with two other royal guards, went on a journey to find and locate the perpetrators behind the assassination attempt of Darth Sidious. This is a strange comic to say the least. So starting from this story's perspective, all you need to know is that Vader lands on a moon filled with mystery. While during that time, Vader stumbles upon a mysterious temple emanating a green beam of light which seemed to be powerful enough to annihilate a Star Destroyer. Precisely what he was searching for. As soon as he enters, he is surrounded by locals who started bowing and worshipping him. They viewed him as someone who was foretold to come one day, and it just so happens that this is in fact the case. He is welcomed by one of the priests of the temple. The priest went on to explain various facts about their way of life. Meanwhile, Vader was mostly interested to learn about the powerful beam of light and how it actually works. Patiently, the priest brought him to their foretold prophecies. It was undeniably Vader. The black armor, the mask, the laser sword. In the images, he gutted two snakes, which one of them represented the Jedi, and the last and third snake had its head cut by Vader again, only this time the third snake represented the Empire. With all of these snakes dead, chaos would rule the galaxy forever. Before they could move on to the inner workings of the beam, he was introduced to three other priests who shared the same sentiment, that he was the prophesied chosen one to bring chaos to the galaxy. Vader's patience was gone. He ignited his lightsaber, threatening to kill them right then and there. But Vader's threats were in vain. They invited him to kill them if so he desired, as if they were honored to die by his hand, bringing him closer to the prophecy. Perhaps in a way to test him, the priest brought Vader into a dark secret room where in the middle a mysterious green liquid was present. The priest told Vader that all he had to do was look inside. As soon as Vader approached, vines came out of nowhere, locked onto the Sith. He couldn't even breathe, and suddenly he was transported into a vision where he was in all white robing. His mask was off, his face was burnt, eyes blue as a clear sky, reminiscent of his old self, before he had been consumed by anger. He then saw himself battling against the person that always haunted his nightmares, Obi Wan Kenobi. Through a furious duel, this time Vader was able to defeat Kenobi. Then came a new nemesis that was lingering inside his subconscious, his new master, Darth Sidious. He immediately let out a barrage of lightning towards Vader, but his might was unparalleled in this vision. Vader started deflecting every bolt that came his way, approaching Sidious slowly until he was consumed by his own lightning and eventually died by his own hand. Anakin was left gazing at his inner ego, the Dark Lord of the Sith. It had grown to be a master of the universe, adorning the emblem of the Hind Snake cult. When Vader came to his senses, the priest was right there beside him, offering freedom from masters, from codes, practically from anything. He would forge the destiny of the universe from now on, as both entered the sacred room of where the beam was being controlled by Force-sensitive elders who could move the beam and direct it any way they liked. By simply reaching out through the Force, Vader grabbed a chunk of crystal from which the beam was powered by. He marveled that this was the only place you could find such a rare crystal and ordered each and every one of them to bow before the Emperor if they wished to survive. When they refused, Vader's choice was clear. He went on to destroy not only the priests, but every single being residing within the temple. His mission was now clear: bring this mystical weapon before his master and integrate it in the weapon systems of the Empire. However, what is most puzzling to me is how loyal was Vader to the Emperor. Even with all of his power presented before him, he dares not go against his master and his empire. His normal mode of thinking is obtain this weapon for the Empire. Is it perhaps that naively he still thinks that Palpatine will eventually hand over the Empire to Vader when it's all said and done? Therefore, Vader would have the best of both worlds? That's precisely why, again, all the roads lead to Luke Skywalker. Darth Vader had resigned the idea that he would ever become an emperor if Darth Sidious wasn't eliminated. He needed to destroy his master once and for all, and it had been a long time. More than 20 years had passed, and Darth Vader was not much closer to becoming the ruler of the galaxy as he once had envisioned and promised to Padme Amidala. But now, with his son by his side, he would ultimately destroy Palpatine and become the ruler of the galaxy, the Emperor with his son by his side. Interesting turn of events for sure, so I would love to know what do you guys think as well. Leave everything down below in the comments, talk to me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, my friends, and may the Force be with you.